will go ahead and get started. All right, again, my name's Carl Holman. I'll review, for those people who have registered, I'll review the ground rules. This is not immediately applicable to anybody who is watching us on the live stream on Facebook. But we've muted your microphones and cameras so that we can get a clean recording. If you have questions, we'll ask you to go ahead and use the Q&A feature within Zoom. If you're watching us on the live stream, you can just go ahead and type it in the chat panel, and we'll be monitoring that throughout the course of the event. And then we just ask you to turn off your cell phones so that you can give full attention to our presenter. Before I introduce her, I'll tell you a quick bit about us for those people who have never heard of us, or just a reminder for those of you who have worked with us. We are AD Mortgage. We are a fully licensed non-QM lender. We're based out of Hollywood, Florida. We've been in business about 16 years. We primarily focus on non-QM mortgages, but we also do conventional and government. We write our own underwriting guidelines with the help of being backed by Imperial Fund, which is our primary investor. That gives us the flexibility to make more flexible decisions on the types of loans that we will offer and to the borrowers that we will approve. We are, for the most part, nationwide. You can see here on the screen a footprint of our states that we're all fully licensed in. We recently just got licensed in the state of Wyoming, South Dakota, and Wisconsin, so our footprint continues to grow. As I mentioned, we've been here since 2005. We do wholesale lending predominantly, but we also have correspondent lending, and we do some retail lending direct to consumers. For about 40 states, if you want to do an investment business purpose loan, you're not required to have a license, and we can work with you on that. So today our speaker is Natalia Matsopa. She is one of our two folks on broker support. She will walk you through our appraisal center today and everything you need to know about ordering appraisals, since that is a fairly key step in the process of getting a mortgage. Before that, we'll just kind of give it a high-level overview of the appraisal center, and then Nat, you can take it from there.
Thank you, Carl.
Oops.
Make things more efficient and productive for our brokers. Our new centralized appraisal platform, AD Appraisal Center, allows you to order and track any appraisal without having to leave our website. And you don't have to become an approved partner with each appraisal management company. Instead, as long as you are an approved broker partner, you can use any AMC that has been designated to work with us. Plus, we offer training support through manuals and videos on demand. Let's review some highlights. Single point of entry and interface for all appraisal AMCs. No need to become an approved broker for each AMC. Get live price comparisons from different AMCs within a single portal. Select from a wide range AMCs and place the order at the same time. Track the status of each and every appraisal order. One-click payment processing to the borrower. Use our AD Appraisal Center and discover just how easy and efficient it can be to order appraisals for your clients.
Okay, and now that you've got that overview, Ms. Matsopa, you are welcome to take the floor and show everybody Appraisal Center.
Thank you so much, Carl. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I hope everybody's doing having an amazing day. So what we're going to cover today is obviously about AD Appraisal Center. We're going to learn how to place appraisal orders, making payments, reviewing comments, making revisions, rebuttals, or canceling orders, and lastly, managing users. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, actually, it's asking me to. Okay. Carl, do you see my screen?
I do.
Okay, awesome. So once you are on our website, you will see Appraisal Center tab. So you will click on it. Before logging in, you will see the information on how to request credentials if you don't already have them. So you can either email us at this email address or call us at the 888 number. You will also see our video tutorials on how to place an appraisal, as well as manuals, which will divide it by little sections, so it's easier for you to navigate. If you scroll all the way down, you will see all of our AMCs that we're currently signed up with. You will see the states that they're covering, as well as their contact information. So now let me go ahead and sign in to the Appraisal Center. Okay, so once you sign in, you'll land on your homepage. At the top left, you'll see a calendar with all of the upcoming deadlines. On the right-hand side, you'll see your reference cards with important statuses. Bottom left, you'll see order list with quick stats. I would suggest you pay attention to statuses like orders on hold or order modification requests. So orders on hold typically mean that the payment has not been completed yet. So if it has been 24 hours, maybe a little less, please contact your borrower to make sure that they did receive a payment link so that this order on hold status can change. And then order modification request is usually if the due date has to be moved or if there's a payment increase. And then to the right of your order list, you will see all of your active orders with order number. You'll see the address, the subject property address, who it was ordered by, the date it was ordered, when it was assigned, what type of appraisal you ordered, and then the status. So the status will be either accepted by vendor, inspection schedule, revision requested, and so on. You can also search your order. In the search bar, you can search by order number, by A&D, loan number, by borrower's address, subject property address, or borrower's name. So now let's go ahead and create a new order. So once you click on create new order, you'll have two options. So one, you will have an option to export your 3.4 file, and then all of the fields will populate automatically, or you can just type them in manually. Since there is not much fields to be filled in, we'll do it manually. First order details. The first two fields are going to be automatically filled out with your information. So you will pretty much start with the transaction type. So you'll have either purchase or refinance. So for this example, let's do refinance. You will provide loan number, A&D loan number, not the loan number from your LOS. So I'll type it in. And then if you are ordering FHA appraisal, you will need a case number, and you can find out that case number from our disclosure desk. Then lender client on report, it's always gonna be A&D mortgage. So you'll select that. You'll select loan type, conventional FHA, non-QM, or prime jumbo. We're gonna go ahead and do the non-QM. And then this is very important. You'll pick either normal, or if you want to order a rush appraisal, you can select it here as a rush. Next up is borrower information. And again, you only need to fill out the required fields. So we'll type in borrower info. We'll type in their email address. And again, I'm just typing in random things. We don't want this order to be placed. This is just for an example. And borrower phone number. Next up is property details. So you'll select property type, You have condo, multi-unit, other. So other is typically if you have a condo hotel, you can select other. You have pod and then a single family residence. So you'll select that, you'll enter property address. City. And a zip code. And then once the address is typed in correctly, you're gonna get a address verification. And then you'll select the occupancy type. Let's do an investment for this example. Access information section. So if you have any instructions for the appraiser, you will enter them in here. As you can see, this is a required field. So even if you don't have any instructions, you can simply type in NA. Agent information, if you do have a purchase, please provide their info. Appraisal information. So here is where you're going to select the product. So why I chose investment for this example is because I wanted to show you that all investment properties do require a 1007 rent schedule. And as you can see, we have either 1004 and 1007 standalone, or you can order them as a combo pack. So I would suggest you always place an order for a combo pack, just because we don't want any delays. And if you do order them separately, you might experience some delays in the appraisal report. So you always want to make sure that you do a combo. And for the condos, if it is a condo, we also have a condo appraisal 1073 along with the rent schedule 1007. Okay. Then you're going to select your AMC. So if the AMC does not work in the specific state, and the state that the subject property is in, you will not see them in the drop down. Otherwise, you can select any AMC. And what's nice about this portal that whenever you select AMC, specific AMC, you'll have their vendor fee populated right away. So this is nice if you want to give borrower a quote or compare different pricings for the appraisal report. So for this example, we're going to go ahead with test AMC. And vendor message. So this is typically for payment information. Usually, if you don't leave any message, the payment link will automatically go to the borrower. If you want the payment link to go to you, a broker, loan officer, a processor, please leave a comment for the vendor. You can just simply type in, please send payment link to me at, and then type in your email address. That way the payment link will be sent to you. Next up is you can enter the date appraisal is needed. You'll see a calendar and you can just pick up a date. You'll see who was ordered by, and then you can also add up to 2 additional processors if you also want them to be notified on this order. And then the last section is going to ask you if you wish to provide supporting documents for this order. If you are ordering an appraisal for purchase transaction, you will select yes, because you do want to include and upload the purchase contract. But in our case, this is an investment refinance, so we'll go ahead and do no. You'll click continue. And you want to verify that all of this information is correct. If it is, you will scroll down and confirm and create order. It gives me a warning that an active order is already created because this is a test file and we have used this address quite a bit. But once you order, you will not see this message. And then as you can see here, by default, it's always going to be marked as send a payment link to the borrower. Please do not worry about it, because If you do want a payment link to be sent to you and you did put that comment in the comment section, it will overwrite this request. So we're gonna go ahead and click confirm and create order. It'll take some time to create it. And there you have it. So because this is, like I said, a sample file, we have no amount due here, but in your case, until the payment is made, you will see payment status as unpaid. Once the invoice has been paid, it's gonna change to paid in full. And then as you can see here, it's accepted by vendor. Once the report is completed, you're gonna see your report all the way in the bottom under reports. So you're gonna have your, single family with 1007 or whichever report you ordered. You're gonna have the XML file, as well as the invoice, and the air certificate is gonna be located in here. Under other supporting documents, you will see your SSR files, SSR reports for Fannie and Freddie, as those are always needed and always required. Last section here is the comment section. So this is how you're going to communicate with the AMC directly. So whenever you type in a comment and post it, the AMC is going to right away see it, and same way with you. So whenever AMC will need to relay or communicate any information to you, they will post a comment and you'll be able to see that comment. So there is pretty much two options. You can either communicate by comments, or you can make a phone call to the AMC directly if you have any questions, for example, payments. Okay, so once the order is created, is completed, and for any reason you need to make a revision or you need to cancel an order, you will actually do it through the action button. You will no longer use the comment section. So as you can see, I clicked on the actions. I can request cancellation. I can duplicate this order. For example, if I need 2 appraisals for the type of loan, and then you can modify users for the order if you need any additional processors to see this order, or you need to remove them from the order. Because this is not completed yet, you don't see request revision option here, but let me do this. Let me try to find completed order so I can show you. Okay, here we are. As you can see, this is completed. So I'll open it up. Okay, looks like it's spinning. No, it doesn't want to open. Okay, there we have it. So when you go, so this is actually a completed order with completed report. So when you do go to actions, you will see that you have an option to request revision or order a 1004D. Okay, so I think we covered that. And the last section I wanted to show you in the Appraisal Center is how to manage your users. So in this system, you can actually create and manage users on your own. So whoever is a master user can create new users or make any revision to the users. So if you do want to edit a specific user, you will click on the 3 dots under actions. You can edit, deactivate user, you can reset their password, or you can delete the user at all. So let's go to edit. So you can edit their email address, their name, their username. You can reset the password. You can make them the master user, and you can choose what type of settings you want to set up for them. So whether you want them to have notifications to all orders or just to specific orders. And then lastly, you can create a new user by clicking on the actions button, add new users, and then filling out all of the fields that are required for creating a new user. And I think we covered most of it. Now we're gonna leave this section the rest of the time for questions and answers. So if you do have any questions, please use chat or Q&A box, and I'll be glad to answer them.
Okay. Let's
see.
All right.
So, no questions.
And for those people who are watching us on the live stream, go ahead and use the comments section of the stream panel. And if we have no questions, then we will have a short webinar. Are there any common questions that you do get, Nat, kind of on a regular basis that maybe that'll help start conversation with our viewers?
Well, usually when a broker is needing help for the appraisal, most of the time it's, if they don't have credentials yet for the system. So again, to request credentials, you will go to our main site, you'll go to Appraisal Center section, and then you can either email us or call the 888 number. Also, they do have a lot of questions on payment. So for example, they placed an order and then 10 minutes go by and the borrower has not received the payment link. So in that case, we strongly advise to wait at least, around 2 hours, just because some AMCs first look for that appraiser to be assigned to the order and then they send a payment link. So if you notice that the borrower hasn't gotten payment link after 2 hours, please go ahead and contact the AMC directly, as all of the payments are processed directly through them. We do not process the payments. So this is typically #1 questions we get all the time on the payments.
Okay. And then how long does it take to get the credentials when you first initially? Is it 24 hours?
It's usually the turnaround time is 24 hours. However, if you have a rush, if you need to place it right away, you can email us at broker support and we will have IT rush it for you.
Okay. And then we have a question that came up about how long does it usually take to get your appraisal back after the payment's made?
Well, it depends. So this is a good question for the AMC directly, because it depends on the property type and the area type, whether it's rural area or residential. So I really cannot take responsibility for giving that answer.
Okay.
We do have an appraisal desk, or you can contact the AMC directly for that question.
Okay. How many AMCs do we currently have approved? Was it over 20?
We have over 20 AMCs, correct, and we keep adding them.
Yeah. So if they want, they could order 20 different appraisals and manage them all right here.
Correct.
They can go appraisal crazy. Okay, no questions in from Facebook yet.
No questions yet for me in the chat or Q&A.
No, look at the one about payments. We've taken care of that one. Hey, and do you want to cover those little alert boxes that you see? Because for people who maybe aren't set up yet, the dashboard itself.
The dashboard, which one do you mean?
Just in general, that the interface itself is fairly intuitive. The boxes are color coded and they tell you.
Okay. The reference cards. Yes. So pretty simple, self-explanatory. If you have any pending payments, you're going to see a number here, 1, 2, 3, however many you have. Then if you requested any revisions, you're going to see how many you requested. Completed but not downloaded. So this is when an appraisal has been completed, but you haven't viewed it or downloaded it. So it just kind of stays in the order, but nobody has opened it. File in review is when our collateral desk is reviewing the file. You'll see your canceled orders here. And then all completed is when actually the order has been completed and downloaded. You know, we have a lot of canceled ones because usually this is obviously the test environment. We place these orders as, you know, as a training to employees or to brokers. So yeah, but in your case, it shouldn't be that many.
Yeah. And then if they've received comments back from an appraiser, where would they find those?
Comments you will find, let me show you. So let me open any order. It'll take a while here.
And we got a question about who's our favorite AMC. That's a loaded question.
Yeah, let me go back to the comments. So comments section
Yeah.
are going to be within the order itself. It's going to be all the way at the bottom. And again, as I stated, all the comments that you communicate, that you typed in for the AMC or the AMC replied back, you will see them all in the comment section. Or even if the A&D mortgage appraisal desk, you know, posted a comment, you'll see them all in here.
Cool.
And then who's your favorite AMC?
Yeah.
So I can't really answer that question. Again, it depends on the area, on the property. You know, some AMCs are super quick in a specific area. Some AMCs take a long time. So I would suggest this: whenever you have appraisal to be placed, you can contact our appraisal desk directly, and they will advise with which AMC is better to place an order. Like which AMC, works.
Depending on the specific situation.
It really depends. Yes.
Okay. Okay, we got a question. Are there different prices on appraisals, or is it a fixed price for non-owner occupied or investment properties?
So yes, there are different prices just because, as I mentioned, all of our investment properties always require a 1007 report, which is a different, it's a rent schedule report, which costs extra money. But a cool thing is here. Let me go here, home. Let me just try to create a new order and show you. So whenever you go to choose an AMC, okay, it doesn't allow me because I haven't filled out any of the information. Let me just do it quickly here. Refinance, loan number. I'll just type in random info here, just so I can show you. Let's do a condo this time. Occupancy investment. And so we're going to select the product. So 1007, so we need 1004 with 1007 rent schedule always. And this, since this was a condo that I picked, we're going to do this one, condo appraisal 1073 with rent schedule. And here I can select different AMCs. So all of the AMCs have different pricing. And what's nice about this system that you can compare them. So for example, AA has $695 fee. We move to class, they have $800 fee. Same with owner occupied properties. Typically it's going to be less because you don't need that 1007 report to be ordered as well. I hope that answered your question.
Okay. Still no Facebook questions. Keep the questions coming, everybody. Let's see.
let me go back to our, I'm just gonna show you which AMCs we're signed up with in case any of them is your favorite. So here they are. We have 2, 4, 6. So we have 21 AMCs. And you can see here which states they're doing business in.
Okay. Quite a decent selection.
Yep. And again,
Uh,
manuals, you will find little sections, you know, with how to add new users, how to upload supporting documents, how to request revisions. So pretty much what we covered.
Yeah, we just had another question. How do you keep track of the appraisal process?
How do we keep track of
keep
the
track.
appraisal process? So everything is managed in the appraisal portal. So on all of the, let me go back to it. So here on your homepage, you will see all of the active appraisals and you will see statuses for them. So accepted by vendor status typically means that it was accepted, the appraisal was placed, but it hasn't been assigned to an appraiser. So by the status, you can kind of keep track and, you know, find out what's going on with their report currently. If you do have, and typically what's holding up that accepted by vendor is the payment, as I mentioned before. So if the borrower hasn't received the payment and it's been more than 2 hours, please contact AMC directly. So once it's received, the status will change from accepted by vendor to inspection schedule or assigned to appraiser.
Okay, well, that answered his question. All right. Keep them coming. And of course, the nice part is you've got around the quick stats, you have all kinds of little alerts that tell you how many rush orders you got, what are past due, so they can prioritize which ones they need to address with the AMC.
Correct. Yes, especially the ones like orders on hold.
Mhm.
And typically those are going to be statuses like in the beginning. If you just place an order, the order is not going to stay there for 2 weeks and then all of a sudden the AMC or the appraiser is going to comment. No, usually it's all in the beginning so you can address it right away.
All right, let's give. All right, I'm going to cover. Can we get back control of the presentation? I think we've gotten through all the questions. If we get another one, we can flip it back to you.
Sure. So I'm going to stop share my screen and then go ahead, Carl.
And then I will reshare. All right. So if you want to cover the summary of what we've covered, and then I'll jump over to my part.
Sure. So in summary, you have a single point of entry and interface for all of the appraisal AMCs. You can pick AMC of your choice and not need to become an approved broker for each AMC. As we did before, you had to sign up with every single AMC. This is all done in a single portal. You can compare prices live from different AMCs within a single portal. You can select from multiple AMCs and place an order at the same time. AMCs will be continually added and evaluated to increase brokerage choice. You have the ability to communicate and rebut appraisals in one location. You can track status of each and every appraisal order and then with one-click payment processing to the borrower. So this is very important. If you do not leave that message in the comment section for the vendor, the payment link is going to be sent automatically to the borrower. So if you do want to pay, please make that comment.
Great. And then there's a list of contacts for people if they have any technical issues, and a lot of them that you've already referred to.
So we have credentials, yep, how to request appraisal credentials. If you have any technical issues with the appraisal portal, appraisal forms, AMC escalations, please email to this email address, which is our appraisal desk. Appraisal Center will be located here, or you can access it from our main website. And here are some useful links such as forms, login page, and the tutorials.
Great. All right. So we've done a deep dive here on Appraisal Center, but we do have 2 or 3 other tech platforms we want to make sure that our broker partners are aware of, and for those people who haven't worked with us yet. So we have a quick pricer that is currently on the homepage of our website. You can price out all of our non-QM scenarios. I believe they're working to integrate conventional pricing and government pricing. I'm not sure if that's live yet, but it will be fairly soon. But any situation that you have that would require potentially a non-QM mortgage, you can input all the variables, credit scores, rent histories, states, compensation, prepayment penalties, and it will give you an estimated rate monthly payment for your borrower, so you can at least give them an initial heads up. And then AD Studio, which we did a deep dive in a couple weeks ago. That's our online marketing platform. It functions very similar to Canva if people have used that. And so you can take any pre-approved templates that we've done, and it will populate in your account information, your NMLS numbers, your photos, anything that you've uploaded into your account. And then you can go in and customize pictures, move things around, and then you'll be able to market yourself. Either you can send emails, flyers, social media posts. Pretty much we're adding something new in there at least once or twice a week. So there's lots that you can choose from. We also do our regular weekly webinar at this time on Tuesdays. We alternate sometimes between a specialty topic and then topics that are typically of interest to brokers dealing with our tech platforms that we coordinate with our broker support team. So next week, we're going to be looking at rural manufactured properties. So that's sort of a bit more sales focused. The next week, we're going to be looking at steps that you can do to prepare your file so that you can get that initial submission in and we can move your file through the pipeline faster. Then we'll do another sales topic focused on pretty much for national non-permanent resident clients. That's a big market, especially in specific parts of the country. And then we will do a deeper dive into our website. We're in the process of revising bits and pieces of it. So we'll be able to show you some of the new tools and areas, as well as key places where you'll find information about webinars, our underwriting guidelines, how to use Quick Pricer. Nat showed you where the Appraisal Center is located, but we'll go a little deeper there because we often find that people aren't aware of how much information we pack onto our website. So we want to make sure that our folks are aware of that. And I'm surprised the question that I often don't get, that I often do get, it didn't come up yet, which is whether you'll be getting a copy of the webinar or if it's being recorded. And the answer is 100% yes. We're actually live recording now on the Facebook live stream, but tomorrow we'll upload a slightly cleaner video onto AD Learning Center, and that website address is admortgage.com/learning-center. And for those people who pre-registered through Zoom, you'll also get a link and Nat's contact information, and I'll put her contact information as well in a post on the live stream. And for the people who did pre-register, we also, when you go to log out, there'll be a brief 5-6 question survey. Let us know how we did, how you found out about us. Would you recommend us? And you can also give us any additional topics for some future webinars. We usually schedule the webinars about a month out in advance, so we have some flexibility and can adjust topics based on however the market's responding. So we absolutely welcome feedback from our partners. A lot of the topics we've covered this past few weeks were generated specifically from those survey responses. And then we're active on social media. As I mentioned, we're live streaming currently on Facebook, and in a few weeks we'll be live streaming on all of these platforms. So we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and then we're on another platform called Telegram with a mixed news and chat bot feature. So you can go to either Google Play or the App Store, type in Telegram, download it, and then just type in this at AD Mortgage _bot, and you'll be linked right to us. It'll give you push notifications, all up-to-minute news that we are doing, and then a lot of the features that are on our website are right there on your fingertip, and a little bit more of a mobile-friendly platform. And then there's an exchange group on our Facebook page that we participate in with lots of other non-QM lenders and brokers. So that's a good place to do some online networking. You can throw out scenarios and we'll answer them as well as other folks. But my first recommendation is if you have a non-QM scenario, go over to Quick Pricer, test it out, see what we do. If you like what you see, go ahead and give us a call. And then if you are not currently a broker with us, we would encourage you, of course, to become a partner. Subscribe to our email link so that you can get all of our information, and then join and like and subscribe to all the different social media platforms that we're on. And then that way you can stay informed of anything that we've got going on, any additional webinars, trade shows that we'll be at, speaking engagements, price reductions or price improvements, changes to underwriting guidelines. So we do a good job, I think, at informing our brokers of what's happening here every day. Plus we post up fun things of things we do around the company, in case you're in the market to join us potentially as a future employee. So with that, that's what I have to close with. I don't see any new questions have come in. So with that, we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up today's webinar. Thank you to all of our viewers on Facebook. Thank you to all the people who pre-registered. Thank you, Natalie, for doing a great job. And I'll thank myself for hosting. So we'll look forward to see you guys next week. Again, you can go to our website and get a listing of all the upcoming webinars and sign up for them, and keep an eye on our Facebook pages and social media pages for any other notifications of upcoming live streams or anything like that. So with that, I want to wish you guys a great Tuesday and have a great rest of the week and have a very productive August.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.